So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Now, the stories I want to dive into today includes 4K 120 FPS confirmed for PlayStation 5, Sony confirmed multiple big games coming out this year for the PlayStation 5, and the Sony controller issue. First, yes or no, are you getting The Last of Us Part 2 remastered this month or not? The game drops on the 19th, and I'm curious how many of you are actually interested in jumping back into this game, or maybe jumping into it for the first time. So comment below yes or no if you're getting The Last of Us Part 2 remastered or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, the controller issue. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, Sony has been fined 13.5 million euros by France's antitrust regulator after it was deemed to have abused its market position for the supply of PlayStation 4 controllers. Autorite de la Corrence, I'm pretty sure I butchered that, announced the fine last month via CPI, which it said was due to 2 primary infractions. First, it said Sony implemented technical measures in 2015 to combat counterfeiting, which inadvertently affected the proper functioning of third-party controllers, making them disconnect during system updates. Secondly, it said that rival companies were impeded from joining PlayStation's licensing program, with access only granted through Sony's partnership program. Autorite de la Corrence said it uncovered that Sony refused to communicate the program access criteria to manufacturers upon request, claiming that the criteria were applied at Sony's discretion. So I didn't really know this was happening. Apparently Sony wanted to avoid having counterfeited controllers, and they put a system feature that disconnected these controllers, pushing more people, I guess, to buy their controllers or official partners controllers as well. They didn't even share how to get on the approval list from what I'm reading here. They just chose who got to come in. I personally never got a third-party controller in the PS4 era, so I didn't really notice this. Maybe you guys did. There are many third-party controllers right now for the PlayStation 5. I haven't heard of any issues with those either. Maybe you guys could let me know about that as well if you have a third-party controller right now. Do you have any issues? Before we get to the next story, we're almost at 100K, guys. So if you enjoyed the video so far and have been enjoying my videos, of course, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so yet, we're almost there. Now, diving into the second story of the video, PS5 at 4K 120 FPS confirmed. So this caught everyone by surprise. Even though it's a small game, an indie type game, 4K 120 FPS is not a common thing you see on current gen consoles, even though they support it. It's also not something every TV supports as well, but here we are. It's been confirmed that Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown will run at 4K at 120 FPS. So that's pretty cool to see, especially with the 120 FPS aspect. I'm not sure how many people have TVs that support 4K and 120 FPS. I know you need HDMI 2.1 support for that to work, with many people having TVs with HDMI 2.0 support, which leaves you at 4K 60 FPS, or I think 1080p 120 FPS if you're gonna go for the FPS higher FPS counter. Games with high FPS counters improve latency, obviously, so for me it's going to make my run on the Portal even better. So I'm excited to jump on this later this month when it finally gets into my hands. But you guys let me know if you're getting Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the third and final story of the video, Sony confirmed big news with multiple games coming out this year. So Sony recently dropped a trailer showcasing games coming out in 2024 for the PlayStation 5, with most of these games set to release in early 2024. This also comes into the conversation of when they could have a state of play or showcase, so we're going to talk about that in a sec. They confirmed Concord again for 2024. I was worried about that one because all we've gotten is a CG trailer, but this is the second time Sony has confirmed it for 2024 this year. They also had a blog post, I believe, as well. Silent Hill 2 has been confirmed for 2024, and rumors have it for March 2024, but of course we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Stellar Blade confirmed for 2024. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, February 29th. Rise of the Ronin, March 22nd. Helldivers 2, February 8th. Pacific Drive, February 22nd. Last of Us 2 Remastered, January 19th. And Foam Stars, early 2024. So they also confirmed MGS3 Remake. That's not an exclusive, but they confirmed MGS3 Remake is set to come out this year, and I don't think we got a date or year for that game before this trailer, so this kind of just came out of nowhere to see that it's confirmed for 2024. Of course, things could change, but for right now, it's confirmed for 2024 based off what we're hearing here from Sony, what we're seeing here from Sony. Early 2024 for the PlayStation 5 is pretty stacked across the next few months, which makes me wonder if we're getting a showcase or state of play not long after these games release. Maybe May, like last year, we'll have a showcase, because we don't know what the middle or later halves of the year has coming from Sony when it comes to the PlayStation 5, obviously. Concord could be a late 2024 title. Stellar Blade is seemingly set for early 2024. Sony has not acknowledged Lost Soul Aside here again for the second time, so I'm worried about that game coming out early 2024, which is what was promised last year. Probably that's a game that's coming out maybe later in the year, or maybe not even in 2024. Let's hope that's not the case, but of course, if they need the time, they need the time. Silent Hill 2 is rumored for March 2024 based on store listings and of course pre-orders going up, but we're still waiting for a confirmation on that, some official word from Sony. Let's see what Sony does after March in terms of informing us about the rest of the year. Maybe they'll have a state of play before then, or they'll just hold out until a showcase not long after March. Again, we're gonna have to wait and see, but already the early part of the year is stacked with a lot of great games. But you guys let me know if you're excited for any of these games yourself. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "It is time for the games." There's been a discussion about Sony and what their first party are doing, and I'm still very curious about that. Sony needs to start discussing what their first party are doing. So many of them have been quiet for years, but that's not to say there isn't some big games coming out. I'm excited for most of the games that are listed for early 2024. Helldivers 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Rise of the Ronin, even something like Foam Stars looks like it could be something interesting. And of course, the games like Stellar Blade is also on the list. Silent Hill 2 Remake is also, of course, obviously on the list. These are all big PlayStation 5 exclusives, and I'm excited for each one of them. If you are as well, destroy the comment section with "It is time for the games," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.